Welcome back to another episode on the ArmSword YouTube channel. I'm Thomas and we're going to show you a mini tutorial today. So after we dropped our last video on DLG flight modes, and if you haven't seen it yet, you can click the link over here to watch it. We got a bunch of comments from people asking me to show how I added the spring or rubber band on my flap stick. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at what I've done on two of my favorite radios, the FrSky X-Lite Pro, as well as the iX20 from Spectrum. So I'll leave links to both of these radios and the receivers in the description box below. Okay, now big disclaimer. I know manufacturers don't really want people to open up their radios because sometimes it's easy to damage something inside, especially if you're not very familiar with electronics. So please check to see if it affects your warranty, and if it does, please only proceed at your own risk. Quick recap before we go in detail. I modified my flap stick to simplify the quick turnaround process. So I'm modulating the speed of the plane with the flaps as it's coming in, and once I catch it, I let go of the flap stick and it auto retracts my flaps. I press the button for the launch preset and let go of the glider, and I let go of my launch preset. The plane is then climbing in zoom until the apex and back to my regular flight modes. I don't need to remember to move the flap stick after I launch the model or mess around with any switches. Now, as usual, if you like this video and find it useful, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel so YouTube knows it's useful and that people like it, and in turn they will make it more visible to others who are interested in DLG gliders or RCC gliders in general. Thank you. So first, let's open up the FrSky X-Lite Pro, remove the antenna, and then the battery caps. Once the battery caps are removed, there's only two Phillips screws to unscrew. Next, take a flathead screwdriver to slip into these four spots. Twist, and you should be able to feel and hear it pop. And once that's done, you'll be able to open up the radio very, very easily. I usually use either a spring from a pen or a rubber band. The spring is a nice permanent solution, but on the FrSky radios, it's hard to find a suitable anchor point for both ends of the spring. So for the past 6-7 years, I've been using a rubber band. It's easy to get different sizes and find anchors, and I replace it once a year and I've never had a failure. So you can see there's a plastic piece on the gimbal where the rubber band can anchor down. Then it passes through a PCB and is anchored by a screw on the other end. So this one is quite simple. Let's close it back up. Next, let's take a look at the Spectrum iX20, which is my current radio. So on the back, you'll see 6 screws that needs to be taken out. Once the screws are off, you got to be careful as there are several ribbon cables that connects the front and the back faces together. So you can't just rip it up like the FrSky earlier. Do it slowly and carefully, and don't apply any pressure on the ribbon cables inside. There isn't a spot for the rubber band to anchor on the gimbal, so I drilled a 1.3mm hole on the very corner where it doesn't affect movement and added a tiny KST servo screw. That anchors the rubber band, then it comes up, goes around a post, and the other end of the rubber band hooks onto another post. All right, so let's put this radio back together as well. So as you can see, it's actually super simple, and I absolutely love the way that this works. So if you try it, or if you're already using a spring on your flapstick, please leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. I hope you enjoyed today's short video. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell icon so you don't miss our next videos. Let's go fly.